Chapter 2. Hallway whispers and blood in my mouth. The bell rings like nothing in the world just ended. That's the first thing that almost makes me laugh. Yesterday, no, this morning, my mate stood in front of half the senior class and told me we were nothing. Not a mistake. Not confusion. Nothing. Now the hallway moves like it always does. Lockers slam, shoes drag, someone yells my name like we're still cool. We're not. I walk into Ridgeview High with my head up, because if I don't, somebody else will push it down for me. The rejection is still sitting in my chest like a heavy plate, not sharp anymore, heavy, solid, like it decided to live there. People stop pretending not to stare. It starts near the science wing. A girl I don't even know leans toward her friend and whispers too loud. That's her. Not my name. Her. A laugh pops behind me. Soft mean. Can you believe he almost bonded to that? Almost. My steps don't slow, but my ears stay wide open. By the time I hit my locker, the whispers have turned into full-volume commentary. Pack kids don't hide it. They never have. Ridgeway runs this school the same way it runs the territory. Loud, proud, untouchable. Except for me. I twist the lock. Miss it. Try again. My fingers don't shake. I don't give them that. You okay, Raven? Mara stands 2 lockers down. Human, track team. One of the only people who talked to me before the bond crap ever showed up. I nod. She doesn't believe me. They're being stupid. I shrug. That's normal. She lowers her voice. He didn't even look upset. Neither did the moon when it ruined the tide. Mara hesitates. I gotta get to class. Yeah. She goes. People always do. My locker finally opens. I grab my history book and shut it just as a shadow drops in front of me. Kira. Perfect hair, perfect pack smile, perfect timing. She smells like expensive shampoo and confidence. So, she says lightly like we're discussing homework, you holding up? I don't answer. Her eyes slide over my face, slow, checking for damage. I heard you ran out after. I tilt my head. You hear a lot. Her mouth tightens for half a second, then the smile comes back. You don't have to be bitter. There it is. Bitter. Not hurt. Not embarrassed. Not publicly replaced. Just bitter. He made the right choice, Raven. My throat feels dry. He chose someone who fits. Fits. Like clothes. Like image. Like a future that doesn't include dead zone housing and a little brother who still sleeps with the light on. I shut my locker. Harder than needed. You done? She laughs under her breath. Don't make this weird. You're standing in my space. Her eyes sharpen. You don't really have space anymore. The words land clean. No shouting. No crowd. Just a quiet kill. A few people nearby pretend they're not listening. Everyone is. See you around, Kira says. I don't answer. She walks off like she didn't just step on my throat. 3rd period is a blur. 4th period is worse. By lunch, my name isn't even attached to the story anymore. It's just the girl who got dropped. The girl who thought she mattered. The girl who didn't know her place. I dump my tray in the trash and head for the side hallway near the gym. Fewer eyes there. I make it 5 steps. Yo, reject. I keep walking. Raven. Still walking. Hey. A hand grabs the strap of my backpack. That one mistake costs me. I turn too fast. Brandon stands there with 2 Ridgeway boys behind him. Beta patch stitched on his jacket sleeve like it's a badge instead of a warning. Brandon's tall, built, always looks amused. Always looks like he's waiting for something to break. Let go. He doesn't. You've been real quiet today. I stare at his hand, then at his face. Move. The hallway hums. Not empty. Not full. Perfect place for something ugly. One of the guys behind him snorts. She thinks she's still got rank. Brandon smiles. You never had rank. I step closer. He finally lets go of my bag. Your alpha tell you to do this. The smile widens. He doesn't have to. That tells me everything. You embarrassed him. I tilt my head. He embarrassed me. Brandon leans in. Low voice. For a girl who almost became something, you sure ended up nothing. The word hits harder than I expect. Nothing. I laugh. It comes out short and wrong. You're really proud of this, huh? Of protecting our image. He nods once. Yeah. Behind him, someone shifts. Someone new. A guy I don't recognize stands near the gym doors. Dark hoodie, black hair, no patch, no pack colors. Not Ridgeway. Not any pack I know. He's watching us. Not smiling. Not filming. Just watching. Brandon notices my eyes move. He glances back. Then dismisses it. Go back to your seat, lone boy. The stranger doesn't answer. Doesn't move. That's when Brandon steps into me. Not a shove. A pressure. Crowding. This hallway isn't yours. Neither is my face, I say. He laughs. I don't. His shoulder bumps mine. Hard enough to send my book sliding across the floor. Someone gasps. Someone laughs. Brandon looks down at the book. Pick it up. I hold his stare. No. His smile disappears. The punch isn't big. It doesn't come with a wind-up. Just a sharp, tight movement. His knuckles crack into my mouth. My head snaps sideways. The taste hits before the pain does. Metal. Hot. Real. I stumble back into the lockers. Something clatters. My book. My breath. My pride. The hallway goes quiet in that fast, shocked way. Not because they care. Because they want to see what happens next. Brandon straightens his jacket. You should have stayed invisible. My tongue runs over my teeth. Blood coats it. Thick. Warm. My mouth fills fast. The stranger, by the gym door, moves. One step. That's all. But Brandon sees it. So do I. Problem? Brandon asks him. The guy's eyes flick to my face. To my mouth. To the red on my hand, where I wiped it without thinking. No, he says. His voice is low. Flat. But something under it is. Brandon laughs. Good. He looks back at me. You gonna cry now? I spit. Right at his shoe. A red dot splashes onto white leather. The sound it makes is small. The reaction is. His hand snaps out. Grabs my hoodie near the collar. Yanks me forward. My back slams into the locker. The metal sings. Sharp. Loud. Watch yourself. My hands come up without thinking. Not fists. Not begging. Just ready. The stranger steps in. Vast. Between us. Brandon freezes. What the hell? The guy plants his hand on Brandon's chest. Not pushing. Holding. That alone should not work. But it does. Brandon's eyes flare. You don't touch me. The guy doesn't raise his voice. You already hit her. Brandon laughs. So. The guy leans in slightly. Just enough for Brandon to hear. I catch one word. Enough. Something passes between them. Not magic. Not sparks. Understanding. Brandon steps back. One slow pace. Then another. He scoffs like he planned it. School, done anyway. He points at me. This time, the smile doesn't reach his eyes. You better hope you don't run into me off campus. The warning hangs. He turns. His crew follows. The hallway noise rushes back in like someone hit play. The stranger stays where he is. Between me and the space Brandon left. I wipe my mouth again. Still bleeding. Thanks, I say. Not soft. Not grateful. Just real. He nods once. That was dumb. I huff. Yeah. We stand there. People stare. Phones come out now that the danger is gone. Name, I ask. He hesitates. East. Not a last name. Just East. Figures. I'm Raven. He studies my face. Not in a creepy way. Like he's checking something. You should go to the nurse. I shake my head. I'm fine. He doesn't argue. Smart. You live in the dead zone, he says suddenly. It's not a question. My spine tightens. How do you know that? He glances down the hallway. I see you around. That doesn't answer anything. The bell rings. Again. Always on time. I gotta go, I say. East steps back to give me room. Not blocking. Not hovering. Just present. As I pass him, he speaks quietly. Brandon doesn't bluff. I stop. Turn my head just enough to look at him. Neither do I. A corner of his mouth lifts. Not a smile. Something else. I walk away before I can read it. The nurse's office smells like disinfectant and old carpet. She clicks her tongue when she sees my lip. Fighting again. Falling, I say. She doesn't argue. Ice pack. Paper towel. Routine. My phone buzzes while she looks for gloves. Unknown number. I stare at the screen. A message. North lot, after last bell, come alone. No name. No emoji. No threat. Just coordinates without coordinates. I know where the north lot is. Everybody does. My blood tastes rusty when I swallow. The nurse presses gauze to my mouth. Hold that. I nod. The phone buzzes again. Same number. Or we come find you. I lock the screen. Tuck the phone into my pocket. When I step back into the hallway, the noise hits me like a wave. Life goes on. People laugh. Someone plays music too loud from their backpack. No one cares that my mouth still hurts. No one cares that I just got invited to something I can't ignore. At the far end of the corridor, East stands near the exit doors. Like he waited, our eyes meet just for a second. I don't know why I do it, but I lift my phone slightly. He notices. His jaw tightens. Not fear. Understanding. And that's when I realize the real fight didn't happen in the hallway. It only announced itself. North lot. After last bell. The question isn't whether I go. The question is, who else is going to be waiting for me there?